Welcome back to another episode of SP&T at 25. This week in the hot seat, we've got Rick Snook joining us. Rick, thank you so much for joining me today.
Alana, thanks very much for the invitation. I'm very pleased to be here and excited to celebrate your 25th anniversary with you.
And what would you say has been the best advice that you got 25 years ago that is still relevant for you today as you continue on in your career?
So the one piece of information that has always stuck with me revolves around education. Don't ever stop learning. You know, many of us believe that because we've been 30 years in an industry or 35 years in an industry that we stop learning. And that's just not true. You know, the most amazing part about life is always learning. I'm always taking 1 or 2 courses a year. I'm always learning about something new. I'm always trying to develop my skill set or change the things that I know. And I believe that if you ever stop learning, you've stopped living, right? So the most important piece of advice I ever got was really don't stop learning. Keep learning about everything. Never believe that you are an expert in your trade because you're not. No matter what you do, you will never know everything about your trade. Listen to others and learn from several environments. It doesn't need to be a classroom. It needs to be your colleagues, right? When I learn about technology, when I think about it, I'm not a technology junkie, believe it or not. So, you know, I use all the latest gadgets, but when I see my kids and when I see my young coworkers where they say, hey, have you tried this app or have you tried this tool? And then you use it, you're like, wow, this is great, right? And that's learning. That's learning every single day. So it's about learning from, you know, my kids who are now not really kids. The oldest is in their 30s. The youngest is 23. I mean, we learn from them every day. When it comes to our skill sets, we're learning every single day. We all read books, we listen to podcasts, we watch webinars. Everything is about learning, and when we stop doing that, it really drags away from the excitement of that everyday thing. So I always grab it and I try to do something new with it, right? It's almost like that word of the day that they always tried to teach us. Learn a new word every day and see if you can use it in your vocabulary. So it's pretty exciting.
And it's so true what they say that if you're the smartest person in the room, you're absolutely in the wrong room. It is so important to always be learning and always be willing to be wrong and have someone teach you, especially in this industry.
Absolutely. And my favorite saying is, I probably don't have the answer for that, but I know a guy. And that's one of the advantages of being this long in the industry, because you always know somebody that you can refer somebody to. So it's pretty exciting.
Rick, thank you so much for taking the time to speak with me today. I really enjoyed getting to know you, and your reputation precedes you, and I hope one day we can have a real life coffee someday.
I'm looking forward to those times. I'm looking forward to when all people can get back together and get back to normal. And I'd love to leave you with one final thought. You know, when I knew I was going to do this interview, I went back and I kept a magazine from October 2001, an edition of SP&T, which I think is pretty exciting. Nobody probably has an issue. And it was my exit year as I exited as CANASA president. And, you know, I can remember SP&T being such a supporter of this industry. And still today, they are such a supporter of our industry. And, you know, watching Paul going back then from being a journalist to now being in charge, what an exciting time. So you guys, thank you so much for everything you've done for our industry. I look forward to the next 25 years. I'm hoping I'll be here for that interview then, and you will be too. And thank you so much and happy 25th anniversary.